one, so I am not going to sit here and say I'm experienced with it. But what I do know is that she has a lot planned for the people showing up. So
Yes.
expect a lot of fun times, a lot of free
Boiled
stuff.
peanuts and
Boiled
live
peanuts.
music.
Yes. So
And we have a whole bunch of animals. There's going to be goats and the horses and all of that.
Ooh, and guinea pigs.
Yes.
yes.
I didn't want to be the one to say guinea pigs first on the radio, but we will have guinea pigs.
Yes, definitely we'll have guinea pigs and too many guinea pigs, that is. So
There were 4 more babies born yesterday, actually.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
wow.
well, as long as we can get through half of the show without saying something about manure, we'll be good.
You
But
just,
I
You just
said
did it.
Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Yeah.
And they have classes today. A lot of people are having classes on their farm
Okay.
on how to make compost.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, so you can follow Sal, Grow Your Garden with Sal, on all platforms. You can go to our website at growyourgardenwithsal.com. What am I missing? Am I missing something?
Tastybuttchick.com.
Yeah, that's one of our products. We'll talk about that a little bit later. 113 Hilltop Drive. That's out right outside of Columbia, off of kind of North Main area. So, but yeah, it's a good morning.
It is.
Good
It's a very good morning. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about some other farms, but we'll first off telling you about the Ag and Art Tour. So it is a moving tour, we'll just say. So it goes around to all the different counties in South Carolina.
It's kind of like a circus.
Yes, it's kind of like a
Scavenger
circus
hunt,
or like a farm,
Yeah, a farm.
like
scavenger
not a
hunt.
farm. What was a state fair?
Oh
Yeah.
It's like it travels around, but so this week it's in Richland County. So that's obviously where we are. Richland County, and last week is in Lexington. It's going to go around to 17 farms just today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think there's no way you can make them all in one day, but maybe.
well, I was looking at it would take you about 17 hours just traveling time.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
So it's impossible,
At
right?
least it's in 2 days.
Well, it's possible, I guess, if you're there for like 20 seconds each.
You
But
just go get a stamp for your passport and then you run away.
that's right. Yeah. So we'll tell you a lot about that, and I'm excited to look at all those farms. Megan and Swan, they both have some notes about all the farms, and we'll start off. We'll tell you what Sal is giving you this morning. So Megan has, if you're watching the stream, obviously you'll see her camera, but I'll kind of describe it as she's showing it out.
We have a little gift bag that has the cutest little stamp on it. And Swan and Sherry and a whole group of people had to put these together. And the little gift bag has little goodies inside of it about like some local events that are going on and like local services.
Well, tell us, what are those events? You don't have to read the whole thing, but just tell us what those events are.
One of these is a community sound bath, and then one is about Sal's Dove releases, and then one's about the church, and then we have a little pickle in here.
Ooh, an emotional support pickle.
Yeah, an emotional support
That'd be
pickle.
cute.
We also have passports put in all of these, so that you can go and find all of the farms that you can visit this weekend. All of the burgundy ones are the ones that are in our county, and then I'm assuming that if it goes by color, orange will be the next weekend.
Oh, well, so the passport book is actually for all the farms in South Carolina.
Mhm.
So you can go around to everywhere in South Carolina. That's what the regions are broken up to. So they have like low country, upper region, stuff like that.
But is next weekend gonna be the orange region?
Not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's gonna be another region next weekend for sure. I believe it's all this month. They're gonna do multiple farms tours things.
Because I think Berkeley County already happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So
I know Lexington
That's
County
the-
happened last week, and that's the only thing I'm
Yeah.
familiar with. But so there's a lot of pick farms. There's a lot of classes going on.
Yes.
I know there's one farm doing a chicken race.
oh yes,
Yes.
Doko Farm. She's gonna do it today and tomorrow.
We all know I'm way too excited about that.
I
Do you
think
guys think
chicken
you're gonna
number
win?
3 is gonna win.
Chicken number 3 is gonna
Yes,
win.
Chicken number 3.
You're gonna put money on it.
Yes, $5.
$5?
Seeds and some seeds.
That's a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of artisans as well. I'm not sure exactly what she has. Actually, I can tell you it's on her website right here. So she'll have the Chicken Dude Enterprise doing shaved ice, and lemonade, and then
Ooh.
Endless Summer Day Studios with ceramics, pottery, and sculptures. Keegan Miranda with abstract paintings. Shayna's art doing some drawings. And Sugar and Sass with shirts, cups, and crochet items.
I'm so
I love
excited for crochet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always very interested in all the kind of artisans because
Ooh,
it's a
it
beautiful thing.
says
Like when you walk
Greenleaf
down
Farm's
Soda
gonna be
City,
here.
when you go down Soda City, you see a lot of those artisans. So it's going to be a more localized version of that.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you a lot more about that. We'll answer your questions, your calls, and so much more right here on a Saturday morning, right here on The Point.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, you know what you should have had?
Mm.
You remember our little pamphlet that we got from Amanda?
All right.
Are we back?
Always a fun morning starting out with issues. Of course, the stream on the YouTube and the Facebook, the audio is not working, so that's fun. But we still have a lot to tell you. You can listen in if you can kind of still hear us, and if you want to hear good audio, you can go online to makethepointradio.com or go on the terrestrial radio, our favorite thing, 100.7 FM or 1470 AM. So we have a lot to tell you about. Swan has some farms that she wants to tell you about, so let's hear it.
Hello, everyone. So my first farm of the day is going to be the purple mushroom. Do you guys eat mushrooms? Anybody here like mushrooms?
I am not a mushroom fan, I will say that.
I like them on the Meat Lovers Pizza. They're really good.
At
Megan?
Meat Lovers Pizza?
Yes.
Like a place here?
No, like on the Meat Lovers Pizza.
Oh,
add
okay.
mushrooms.
I was like, oh, Meat Lovers Pizza place? I'm hungry.
I know, it's okay. We're gonna eat breakfast when we leave.
Oh, I hope so.
But so she has little kits where you can actually grow your own mushrooms at home. I think that'll be like a cool experience.
Yeah.
And then she has like little tinctures of like lion's mane. I heard like lion mane is good for like your brain development and like memory and stuff. And then Sunday she's gonna have a grow your own mushroom compost. Well, not grow your own, how to make your own mushroom compost.
Okay.
What time is that?
Sunday at 1 p.m.
Ooh.
And she's gonna have a class today too from 12 to 1. But I can't
Okay.
remember what class it would be, but I know compost class is on Sunday.
It sounds really fun though.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. And she's really nice too because
She
we met
is so
her.
nice. We met her
She's
at
the
the
best.
little, what was it called? The volunteer appreciation thing
yes.
for the Agnew tour. You missed it, Josh. The sandwiches was good.
Was it? I was told they were not very good, but
Who said that?
Sal.
Megan.
No, Sal said that.
Oh, it was like a vegan sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really vegan.
It fits the
Yeah.
crowd. Fits the crowd.
It might have been secretly meat, but we
But
don't
they
have
had
to
these
talk about
pretty
it.
flowers out there from Crooked Cedar Creek Farm. Am I saying that right?
Interesting. Crooked Cedar Creek. Yeah.
Was that her farm?
Yes, that provided the flowers there.
The flowers were so pretty. We both thought that they were fake.
Yes.
And then we went over and asked, and they weren't fake.
She was like, no, I cut these myself. And they were so pretty. I love everything flower related. Like, for instance, the One Hubcap Farms, they sell zinnias. They're like my favorite flowers right now. They're so pretty.
Zinnias.
Yes, zinnias.
Okay.
And she's having a class also. It's to learn how to grow flowers without a greenhouse. And that's going to be Saturday, 11 and 2 p.m. and then Sunday at 2 p.m. So that's One Hubcap Farm. You can pick your own flowers there.
Yes, we had her on last week, and
Yeah, I like
she told us
that.
about how you can pick your own flowers. She
Yes.
also has pre-made bouquets if you're looking for.
They're so pretty.
Yes, they are very pretty. I debated getting my mom one last week.
Why didn't you?
You should.
Okay, now you're gonna put me on the spot for that.
And then you can pick
We're
them
gonna guilt trip
yourself.
you into going and getting your mom some flowers.
Well,
You pick flowers.
yeah.
That's so fun.
We're gonna, make you do this now. You have to.
Well, I'll think about it. That's for sure. I'm out of town after the farm. I will not. Excuse me. Sorry. English is hard this morning. I will not actually be at Sal's farm this morning. I will be going out of town down to Georgia. So, for all my fans, you won't be able to see me. But but I look forward to being there on tomorrow at Sal's farm tomorrow and hanging out, getting some boiled peanuts and stuff. So. Maybe I can go stop by One Hubcap Farm and get a bouquet.
You
But
should before you leave.
before I leave, maybe I will. Let's hear about some more. Is that all you had, or do you have more?
No, let's see what else I
I
got.
was flipping through this little pamphlet, and there's something called Fire Barrel Farm. Do you think they're constantly having a fire? Like, in a
I doubt
barrel?
it. No, I doubt it.
No.
I think
doubt
that they
it.
should be. And then they could cook out on top of it. Like they could put steaks on top of the fire barrel, and we can enjoy it.
Okay, well, that's not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea.
Maybe they could do H&J cattle too.
Maybe they could, and
Yeah.
we'll have to see if we can get that done for sure. I have to ask you guys a couple questions
Yes.
while Swan is looking up that. Have you guys ever been to the Connell Strawberry Farm on Garner's Ferry Road?
Yes.
I have not.
They make strawberry bread. So
Ooh.
hopefully they have some today. If you're listening, fingers crossed.
Strawberry bread. I've
Yes.
never had that.
My friend wants some so bad, and he came down a few weeks ago and he didn't have any, so hopefully they might have some this week.
I
Yeah,
want some.
very interesting. I want to try that. So they may have strawberry bread, but I will tell you that Sal will definitely be selling all the stuff that she has at her farm,
Yes.
including the jams, the honeys, the
I
pickles.
actually have some stuff to show anybody who's watching.
Do you?
Yes. So we've got fresh honey, locally, sourced.
Sourced, yeah.
I wish it said what county it was from, but I'm gonna assume maybe our county. It's from Hiller's Honeybees, and
Okay.
it's in a big jar actually. So the price is really good for it.
Did you bring the price? Do you know the price?
I don't.
I want to say 10.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was in the little tiny teddy bear honeys that you can get at the store, 10 too, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that it was pretty.
So I know
Yeah.
it's $9.99 for jams and pickles.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Sal's
everything at Sal's Farm is definitely very competitively priced.
Yeah.
So, I will say that is definitely not a bad price for sure. I'm not familiar with honey prices
Yeah, me
because I
neither.
don't shop for honey.
I wanted to get some, so hopefully it doesn't sell out this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have my eye on a jar.
Okay. All right. Well.
And we also have fresh canned food like pickles, and I think she does okra.
Yeah.
And chow
and-
chow.
Yes.
That's all from Laura Lee's
Laura
kitchen.
Lee's Kitchen,
Yes.
And she also does jams and
We
the
had
walnuts.
the candy pecans. They were pretty good.
Okay, they're pecans.
Yeah,
Okay.
candy pecans. When we went to the farmer's market on Wednesday, she was out there.
They're good. They're really
Candied pecans. Okay. Well, I will have to try those because those they sound pretty good for sure.
good. No, they are. And she also, this is my favorite thing, which is technically just a jam, but she has apple butter. It is the best thing that you can put on your toast or your bagel or whatever you're into. It's so good.
Maybe I should try it.
You need to. It's so
Definitely
good.
should try that out.
I like strawberry jams though. And she has like a mixed jam, I believe. And then I think she has like a jalapeno one.
Yes.
That might be good.
Yes, I think I've tried that one. It's pretty good.
It sounds
but-
intimidating.
I like
Yes.
sweet and spicy though. Sweet
Yeah.
savory.
Yeah, so I'm told that Sal has the best boiled peanuts.
I've had them last year. I actually do like them.
Are they
enjoy
good?
them. And I don't really like boiled peanuts. They're pretty
Okay.
good.
She has a very special method to making them that makes them different from everybody else's. She does not like to
I
use
don't know the
not
secret
fresh.
recipe though.
things.
Yes,
But
nobody
they
knows
are
the secret
fresh,
recipe.
though.
They are
Very
fresh. Okay.
Very
Very
fresh. Local. They don't come from I don't know where people get peanuts from, Florida, but they're locally sourced.
Well, most people get like dried peanuts, not expired, but preserved.
Mm.
And she doesn't do the preserved ones. She
Yeah,
does.
they're literally fresh.
hmm
I carried the big bag myself, so I know they're fresh.
Yes.
I tried to help. It was
She
heavy.
did. Very heavy.
Well, we will certainly. She says it's $15 for the jar of honey.
Okay.
Okay.
15
So-
for honey.
So
I'll be
I
getting one
thought
today.
that Sal was not listening to the show because she was busy.
No, she's listening.
She's
She's
listening.
worried about us.
She's worried. There's no reason to be worried, Sal. We can handle it. We can handle
No,
it.
stay worried.
David has a question. I'm going to say this. Probably should wait until next week when Sal is here. But
Wait,
he
what
says,
everybody know the answer?
well,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask. I'm going to say the question just in case anybody else knows. He said someone told me I have to clip the flowers, or clip it once it starts to flower in regards to the basil. He says he has to clip it once it starts to flower. Is that correct?
So I've heard that before. I think it's so when it's flowering, that means it's starting to go to seed, and you want to pluck the flower so it doesn't go to seed, so it'll keep producing. So yes, you will want to pluck the flower off the basil.
Okay. Well, that's a great answer. I guess we don't have to wait till next week.
Yeah.
There's also some stuff about if a plant starts flowering before it's large enough, you want to pluck off the flower so that it can get even stronger and larger and produce more. So.
Interesting. Well, that's a good question. If you have a question, you can call in 803-799-8255. That's the Groucho's Deli phone line. Any questions you may have or any comments you may have, if you want to tell us about your farm, your garden in your backyard, where you're going today, tell us your plans. We'd like to hear it. So we're going to head to a break here in just a second, but I'd like to also talk about H&J Cattle, HNJCattle.com, I believe is what it is. Let me double check that. But they have some of the best meat I've ever had. Have you guys ever tasted it?
I get to try it today at Sal's.
Oh, are they cooking it?
Yes, they are. I don't know what they
No
provided,
business card.
but
Yeah.
they are providing some of the meats that Sal's going to be
Yes.
cooking today, so I'm really excited.
Yes,
for that.
so HNJCattle.com, they have some of the best Wagyu and Hereford beef in Columbia. I'll just say I've never had anything better. I've never had a better steak than H&J Cattle. So you can go online. They have really competitive prices. If you can believe it, for me, if you're going to go to the store, if you're going to go to Walmart and buy meat, it's about the same price to just get the amazing meat from H&J Cattle. So we will certainly...
And it's local too.
It's very local, humane. I look forward. I want to go to their farm one day and
Do they
see
do
what they have.
tours?
Field trip.
They do tours, from what I understand.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, we should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks very
trip.
fun. I will say they. I'll say this 10 times over. They came in here into the studio a couple months ago, maybe a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, whenever it
I
was.
watched that video.
Yes, they came in here and they cooked for some of the people here on the station. It was very good. It was amazing. Amazing what they could do, turning a piece of meat into a. I'm speechless even thinking about it. Mouth is watering.
I'm ready to try
Are you
it today.
hungry? I am.
No, that's the funny thing. I'm not hungry, but
Okay.
that just made me hungry.
Okay.
So yeah. So they have all the Wagyu you could ever want in the world. And I believe there's a 10% off code ThePoint if you want to use it on their website at HNJCattle.com. So use it to your heart's desire. And they have multiple locations as far as drop-off locations and pickup locations. One being Sal's Farm at 113 Hilltop Drive, right outside of Columbia. So you can go there. She has a full freezer full of beef.
And they just stocked it up too.
They just stocked it up. All right, well, we'll be right back. Stay tuned for Grow Your Garden with Sal.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point. With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Big event in the world of college athletics as a judge this week has arguably issued the biggest change in the history of college sports, clearing the way for schools to begin paying their athletes millions of dollars, and that can start as soon as next month. The judge in the case.
You hear $1 million?
Oh wow! I need to go find me a rich college athlete. I think so. Mad at me that people requested it.
They requested to purchase canned raccoon
They
or canned
actually did.
or raccoon chili. What is it?
Raccoon chili.
And
Maybe.
creamed possum and something else.
Raccoon in a can.
Yeah.
It's just like little cute decorations to just sit around.
I'd be
Yeah.
interested just
A
to
little
open it
stocking
up and
stuffer.
see what's in the can.
Then probably
Here, hand me the can for just a second.
Oh,
Hand it over
no.
this. Yeah.
it's gonna be corn.
I'm not gonna open it, but there's something in there.
You should open it and take a bite. Close your eyes, open it, and take a.
See, here's the thing. If I open it, I have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah. There's
So that means I have
nothing
to throw
wrong
it
with
away.
that.
What if it stinks?
I
No,
know
it
what's in
doesn't
there. It
stink.
doesn't stink.
It
Would
does.
you know what's in there?
I do.
Yes, I do.
Would Sal be mad at me for opening this?
No. Probably
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
think she
now
would?
too know what's in it. I take off the cover. Do you know what's in it?
Mushrooms. Period.
I didn't have to open it. I was
No,
smart
you
and took off the cover.
cheated.
That's a sign. Y'all should go to the Purple Mushroom today to get
I didn't
some
know it was
mushrooms.
mushroom soup.
Me neither.
Yes,
I thought
it was cream of
corn.
mushroom.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, if you're not watching the stream, she gave me a can of raccoon chili, and I
Yeah.
took off the sleeve, the cover around the can, and it was a cream of mushroom from Walmart.
Listen.
If it was me, if I was making this, I would just purchase the cheapest can and just
That probably was the cheapest can, actually.
maybe.
50 cents.
You don't think like a thing of chicken noodle soup would have been, or
Mm-mm.
you guys didn't make this, did you?
We did.
What,
You guys put these together?
yeah.
Well, it looks very good.
Thank
Can you put
you.
it back on?
I'll
Thank
try.
All our hard work.
I'll try to put it back on. So, all right. So we have a plant of the week, and I'll put this back on later because I'm just gonna keep fidgeting with it until I finish it.
It's a distraction.
It is. I need to just put it underneath the table. Let's just do that. Let's put it on the floor. I'm just kidding. All right. So plant of the week. It's something that we do every week, and what did I say it was gonna be? I know what it's gonna be. Do you know what it's gonna be?
I feel like, are we on the same page?
I had an idea, but.
Well, I'll say-
Y'all can't give
Real
a plan of the
confused.
week.
One plant of the week.
Okay.
One plant of the week.
Okay.
I'll say it this week because I never get to say it.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Today's plant of the week, or this week's plant of the week, is going to be sweet snacking peppers. If I could
Okay.
speak, sweet snacking peppers. I believe we did it one time last fall, but I will say this:
Mm.
if you've never taken a bite of a sweet snacking pepper, you're in for a treat.
Are yours growing up at your garden?
Yes, how are your peppers doing?
Well, we'll talk about my garden in just a minute. I will tell you this: I have a tennis ball size bell pepper.
Ooh.
But that's all I have. I just have one tennis ball size bell pepper, but everything else is just now like flowering. Yep. So
I think if you cut your bell pepper, like go ahead and harvest it, it'll start producing more bell peppers. 'Cause
Okay.
I did that with one of my sweet bananas, and now it just has a bunch of sweet bananas.
even though it's still kind of small,
Oh well.
how do you know? Well, I mean, this is a better question for you. How do you know when a bell pepper is done? I mean, is it something ripe or is it just
Take a
always
bite
done?
out of it.
Yeah, that's what Megan does.
Well,
okay,
but-
we don't need to talk about what I do in the greenhouse.
I never really know. I just guesstimate it. Like, is it supposed to be a green bell pepper or a red bell pepper?
It's a green bell pepper.
So I guess like once it turns like a nice green,
A dark green.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think that like the stuff that we grow in our backyard, they're not going to be as big as in the supermarket. So they'll be like a nice size.
Are you putting tomato tome on it?
Yeah, are you?
I do not have tomato tone yet. No.
Okay.
You should get some.
So, yeah, I don't have tomato tone. That's a plan to get that this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I will get that. Which, if you're not familiar with tomato tone, it's another product that Sal sells at her farm. It essentially is like a natural. I want to say fertilizer.
Yes, it is. It's
It is a fertilizer,
Mhm.
but it's like a natural.
All-purpose fertilizer.
All purpose. It says tomato on it. They make a garden tone. They make but we just use tomato tone because they're all very similar. They may just have a different level of nutrition.
Calcium.
Calcium.
specifically. That could be
Okay.
wrong.
Well, I am not sure myself, but I'll leave that up to the professionals, that being Sal and Swan. I will. Do you know much? She made the comment about calcium, so maybe
So-
Sal, Megan, and Swan. I'll just do that.
I know whatever I hear come out of Sal's mouth, so
Well,
I'm a parrot.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so tomato tone goes into the garden. All right,
It's once a month.
once a month. Do you sprinkle it? Do you put it? Is it you put it in like water? I mean,
I don't know I think it's like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and you put it around the base of the plant,
okay,
and you just like mix it in a little bit, and then water it in, and then
Mhm.
gotcha.
It's
Okay,
just like
it's
once a
pretty
month.
easy. Yeah.
yeah, and I hear that's very cost effective as far as You can buy a big bag and I think a small bag, but I think Sally has one size at her
She
farm.
actually has 2 sizes. So
Okay.
she has a small bag. Can't think of the price on the top of my head. And then
Yeah.
she has like a really big bag. And I think the really big bag is like $22, between 22 to 25. And I think that's a nice deal.
Oh, so
Okay.
the small bag must be pretty cheap then.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Maybe 16. Don't quote me on it.
Okay, well, we will. We'll have to look into that. I will say that. So, going back to my garden, I will tell you this to anybody listening, and I know this show's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of stuff going on this morning. It's a very hectic morning as far as.
I think it's a great morning.
I think
We're doing pretty good,
it's a great morning, but an
Always
ag and art
have
tour
questions.
morning is a very hectic morning for everybody. Yes. All right. So going back to what the starting of a garden needs, and so I learned this very on that the most important thing of a garden is not what you put in it. It's not how many times you water. Well, I guess sometimes, but one of the most important things, the base of every garden is your soil.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is your soil, and
Yes.
so what we use at Sal, Grow Your Garden with Sal, and kind of the smart people. Well, I wouldn't say it. Other people can use other things, right? But what we use is a mix of Sun Grow, which is a product we sell at Sal's Farm, and Black Cow, which is a cow manure. So that's the second time I talk about manure in the
It
show.
is.
Good job. And you
It's
told
a
us not to
1
do it.
2
Yes.
ratio.
So it's a 1 to 2. So 1 bag of
Sun Grow and 2 bags of Black Cow.
okay, and so the Black Cow bags are a little bit smaller, but 2 Black Cow to 1 Sun Grow.
And
So
then don't forget to mix in your tomato tone or whatever fertilizer you guys prefer to use
Mhm.
at the beginning of before planting, so it can get that fertilizer in there. And
Okay.
then in a few weeks you'll come in and fertilize it.
Isn't
in.
there another powder that we put into it?
So should we do tomato tone?
It might be the secret sauce. Maybe we're
and-
not supposed to.
Oh yeah, it might be a secret sauce. It's really just whatever fertilizers, just extra fertilizers to mix in.
Mhm. Yeah.
okay,
Some people put worm castings in theirs.
Oh, like to make more worms in the dirt?
I think like the feed. I think it's to feed the microorganisms in the dirt.
Oh.
okay.
that's
So this is a
cute.
good question. Do you need worms? Because I don't have any worms in mine.
I think the worms are gonna come. I don't know because I grow in containers. And
Right.
I always find worms in my containers, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, how can a worm get in the container?
Yeah, because I have raised garden beds.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they're like a
gonna
foot
come.
off the ground. Do you think that? I mean, okay, that's
think
interesting
they're-
how they're going to
Worms
get
can
there.
jump.
Yeah. or
Not
something.
not 6 feet off the, or 4
Or
feet off the ground.
Either they squeeze through, or they just kind of like a snail and just slide up. I don't know how
I
they
think
do
that's
it,
possible.
but they come.
Okay, well, maybe there's eggs or something already there.
Maybe. I know
Oh.
Sal sells worm buckets if you want to get some pet worms
That's
for your
true.
garden.
Pet worms. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you just want to put them in your garden.
And
Maybe
you
not
can
pet.
name them all.
They will be pets because they're gonna have more babies. The more you
Yeah.
add the food in there, they're gonna grow.
Yes. All right. So we talked about the base, which is the soil. We talked about the fertilizer, but now we need to talk about the plants and how to choose the right plant for your garden. Now
Whatever
that's
you
a
like to eat.
that's a good point.
That's a good point. What you like? Well, I feel like what you like to eat is important too because it's like you don't want to grow something that you don't
That you're not
actually
gonna
like.
eat.
You know,
Yeah. It's sometimes it's hard. Like I'm not a huge fan of.
tomatoes.
Like I'm not just gonna eat a tomato, right?
Yeah.
I'm not just
I
gonna put a
would.
tomato on a sandwich. And
Like an apple.
see, I'm like that with onions. I love
Really?
onions. Yes. I
like
could eat
cucumbers.
onion
That's
like an
something
apple.
I can eat
I like
all day,
cucumbers.
every day. Cucumbers
I like anything.
Interesting.
or cantaloupes.
Well, I will say this. I will say that the most important thing is to find stuff that you will eat, but also find stuff for the right climate. We have a lot of viewers and listeners in Michigan. We have a lot of viewers in California. We have some people in Alaska. So there's it's going to be different for every kind of every climate that you're in. I'm going to go over to the phone lines because I've kind of been putting this off and it's kind of been on and off. They've been calling during breaks, but we'll go over to the phone lines on 803-799-8255, 803-799-TALK. The only caller that's there, if you called in, you're going on the air. Good morning, how you doing? Hey, who is this?
Hey, Miss Pam.
Hi, Miss Pam.
I was wondering you was gonna call.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Yes, thank you so much. All right, so, do you have a question? Do you have a comment for us? What would you like to say today? Well, thank you so much. Well, no, you're fine. I just wanted to say, I ask you, please. We would like to hear your comments and your questions every week. So, if you're first time calling, if you've never called into the show, call in. We're not scary. We don't bite. Well, I can't speak for all of us.
We might bite.
But call in, and we're gonna come back to you, Miss Pam. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna go to our third break, our last break of the show. So stick around. We're gonna come back to your call right here on Grow Your Garden with Sel at The Point.
When it needs to come down, call the pros who get it done right. From porches to pools,
Yay, Miss
houses to
Pam.
sidewalks.
It's so
If
hard
you
to have
want
good
it gone,
posture.
It's gone.
You don't need to have good posture.
Professional.
Do what?
I'm sitting over here, grandma.
Residential,
That's what he's doing?
emergency jobs.
Like he's really just he's just comfortable. And you just
That's not
what-
fair.
Call
but and then you just see him. He's like, oh, you just move the mic like this. It's kind of cool though. Watching him move and stuff. He's like a pro.
I'm not a pro. Okay.
What's the... Oh,
So here's the thing.
okay.
We have. Hold on, hang on just a second. Enunciate. There you go. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. If you're listening to the stream right now and you are hearing some bad audio, that's okay. You can go to makethepointradio.com or you can go to 100.7 FM, 1470 AM. So everything's there. I hate to do this, but we're going to prioritize our radio rather than messing up the show.
Yes.
Okay. So we were in the middle of talking about our the base of a garden. So we talked about the soil, we talked about the fertilizer, we talked about what you should plant.
Wait, what about Miss Pam?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Miss Pam.
Okay.
We're gonna get to Miss Pam. I'm gonna ask Miss Pam a question because I'm not sure if she's as experienced or not. So we're gonna go over to her. And we're gonna ask her, Miss Pam, what's your experience level as far as gardening goes?
Okay.
Okay. Well, I am very proud of you. You're probably doing better than me, if I'm going to be honest with you.
You're definitely
Excuse me.
better than me. There's nothing in my garden.
Literally.
There might be one strawberry plant that Swan gave me.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, I have. Ooh.
Okay.
You got everything.
He does. You need to go over there.
Yeah. Can we come over?
Go for it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't really see why not.
How big is the container? It's my first time growing asparagus this year, so I'm kind of like new on asparagus. So I have like one asparagus plant and it has like the little leaves on them.
Well, do asparaguses need to be like wet or dry?
Maybe a little moist.
A little moist? Because like if you did it with something else that either needed to be moist and encouraged growth, or you could do it with something that doesn't need as much moisture in case the asparagus takes it all up.
Yeah. And I just don't know how much spacing the asparagus plant actually needs. But I do know that if you got your asparagus roots from Sal this year, they're actually 3-year roots. So they should be forming asparagus this year.
I did. I got it in the box this year. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to ask that question too, so that I can. It's a big bed, and I had 2 roots. You know.
Well, if it's a big bed, I don't see why not.
Is
Okay.
asparagus one of the ones that like communicates, like the roots communicate, and it helps to have something else near it? Because that's what a lot of plants, like Sal recommends doing 2 together and just kind of letting them live as one plant, because they'll like communicate through the roots and they'll grow better.
I don't know. So we need to ask her. I do a lot of companion planting. I have a lot of flowers too. I have flowers,
Ooh.
marigolds and zinnias and begonias and
I love zinnias.
coneflowers and bee balm. I have a lot of pollinator-friendly sunflowers, strawberries, of course, and a lot of irises. Not iris, but the other bulbs, gladiola and gladioli, however you pronounce that.
Okay.
But I'm excited I love gardening, and I love the show, and I met you, Swan and Megan.
Yes.
Yeah.
We was like, when is she going to call in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted you to
was
do the
on
plan of
early.
the week, but
It's okay.
That's
next
okay.
week,
Y'all
maybe.
took it from me. I heard you. All right, I'm going to hang up and let you guys finish. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pam.
Have a good day, Ms. Pam.
All right, so we will now tell you. Sal told me to tell you this specifically. So I'm supposed to tell the listeners to write down Sal on the sign-in sheets, and when it asks how they heard about the Ag Tour, write down Sal. Garden with Sal.
Yes.
They're doing a poll on where people heard about the Ag Tour. So write down Sal. That's what she asked you to write down.
That would help out a lot too.
It would help out a lot about a lot of things. Would help out. I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. It would help out a lot with a lot of things.
Yes,
That's
and
what I
don't
was trying
forget
say.
to sign in when you visit all the farms.
The ag department will support Sal more if Sal is the reason why people showed up.
Yes, that is very correct. All right, so we have another caller, and we're going to get to them in just a second, but I will let you know that they also have passports. So if you're planning on going to a sow's farm first, can't speak for other farms, but... Sorry?
Is my camera still on?
I am not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure right now, but I know Swan's is, and I know the audio is working. So, yes. So, the audio, like I said, the stream is not working, but if you're looking... It's a passport. Let me look at it if you don't mind. All right, so it's the agritourism passport, and it's kind of like a passport that you get when you're leaving the country. It tells you everything. It gives you put in all your information, and you put like a stamp at every farm that you go to in the counties. Sal's farm is on here, and
She has a donkey stamp.
Yes, it's so cute.
So, like I said, if you're planning on going to the farms today, pick up a passport. I'm sure some other farms have it, but I know for a fact that Sal has one. Has them. So you pick the thing up, and you go to all the different farms, and you ask, can I get a stamp in my passport? They will do that, and you could turn in your passport at the end of the year or whenever you kind of have it all clocked out or whatever, and then... You can turn it in. I'm trying to see what the free thing is. There's
It's
something.
in the front.
It's in the front. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I think it's like a power bank.
All right. So if you have 10 stamps, you get a backpack. 20 stamps, a lunch bag, and 40 stamps, a power bank. So, yeah. It says if you have all return passports, all you get is a sticker.
No.
Oh no. Okay, I read that wrong. If you just return your passport, you get a sticker.
Okay.
Regardless of how many stamps that you have. All right, so we're gonna go to over our last phone call. Unless anybody else wants to call in, our last phone call. Welcome on in to Grow Your Garden with Sal.
Hello.
Hi. Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey there, you calling Grow Your Garden with Sal? Who am I speaking
Yes,
with?
I have a question. I have some Leland cypress trees in my yard, and this year I put 10-10 down as a fertilizer, and I noticed that they are starting to turn brown now. So I'm wondering what kind of fertilizer should I use on my Leland cypress trees?
On what kind of tree is it?
It's a Leland cypress tree.
I'm not familiar with what that tree is. Maybe.
It's like a cedar tree. It's like a cedar tree.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure about turning brown. I mean, I know that sometimes if there may be like some different like bugs getting to it, sometimes that can do it. I know if there's sometimes some kind of, if you're overwatering it, that can do it.
I feel
Or
like
maybe the fertilizer could be a little high if it's like a 10-10-10 ratio. Maybe because I know the
That's what I
tomato
was
tone is like a 4-6-4, something like that. It's like a little more evenly distributed, and it's less. It's not as high as a
what
10.
about just plain Epsom salts? Can you use that?
I've never heard of the Epsom salt thing, but maybe.
that might be a TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I've never heard of the Epsom salt thing before.
Okay.
I do know that I'm not sure. There's a lot of different. Everybody has their own ways of fertilizing and growing their own plants, but I'm not sure. We've never really planted the tree other than the moringa tree.
Yeah, that's.
Do you use? And this is a question for you, Swan. Do you use tomato tone on a tree? Can you use tomato tone on a tree?
I feel like I don't see a reason why not. Maybe.
It's
Okay.
a
But I know the moringa tree. I don't use tomato tone on the moringa tree because it naturally uses root system to get all the nutrients it needs. But like for like my blueberry trees, I use fertilizer, but I don't use tomato tone. I use berry tone, so it's basically the same thing, but it's more for berries and fruits.
All right. Well, I want to thank both you, Swan, and Megan, and all of our listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for listening to Grow Your Garden with Sal. We'll be back next week with another episode. Check out the farm, 113 Hilltop Drive in Columbia. Grow Your Garden with Sal. We'll see you next week.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS